Yes, sir. Welcome to the session.
And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know.
Sixxcess. JmoneyGibbs.
It's the one and only Jzabel DaTruth. We live.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the session. Yeah.
All right.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You know what? Mondays is a great day. Happy Moon Day. Happy Moon Day.
Yeah.
It's a vibe all the time.
I know both of you guys recently just dropped a single. Make sure y'all out there keep streaming them.
Thanks for the streams.
Run them streams up.
Thanks for the streams.
Money, you got a birthday coming up. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about what you got coming up.
Yeah. You know my birthday the day after Wayne, September 28th. So we're gonna be celebrating September 30th. You know that September 30th. That's that Saturday. Make sure you mark your calendar. Just do it now because we going live. It's gonna be a fucking movie. Make sure you turn up, turn out, and show out. You know it's good vibes all the time.
Yeah. Is there a reason why you said it like that?
Like what?
like a damn commercial. You said like a
yeah. It's like that.
Well, I'm pulling.
September 30th. You got the time, the location. You gonna tell them where, or they just going?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a real live. Well, make sure you follow JmoneyGibbs and Sixxcess. You can see it on the page. But yeah, it's gonna be at Red Lounge DC. You know that's 2013 14th Street. Yes, sir. We're gonna turn it up there again one more time for the one time.
Yeah, I love Red Lounge.
It's always fun. Always fun.
Well, I ain't gonna say always fun, but it has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just love Waffle. I love Waffle. I love Bar. They've been showing me nothing but love and support since not since I started, but since I really got real up there. You know what I'm saying? I was a little pup, and they were the first ones to give me a shot at doing my own concerts. So I love it.
So how y'all feeling about the rap industry? Do y'all feel like COVID changed the music game, or?
I said that already. I call all these artists PPP artists now.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
I call them all PPP artists now. COVID artists is another form of if they're new. But I call the artists that are really like jumping all over the place right now PPP artists, man. Took their PPP loan and ran with it. One could say I'm jealous though. One could say I'm jealous. So, you know, I mean, I wish I had a PPP, then I wouldn't be here.
Well, do you really think it was a PPP, or do you just feel like people was just at home bored and they were just making music?
I think it was a mixture of both.
Now, all you got to do is download a beat on your phone and record on. That's what everybody's music sound like nowadays.
But like the thing about it is the artists that we're comparing, right? We're not comparing to those artists that's just downloaded beats. We're comparing to the artists that's like all of a sudden now everyone's on tour. All of a sudden now everyone's dropping in the up and coming and the next big thing. All of a sudden everyone is getting reality TV or some type of exposure through TikTok and shit like that. So we're talking about all these people that are now all blue checks, right? We're not talking about the dreamers. Because I believe that it's always been dreamers.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is we have a mixture now of people who just wanted to get in the game to make money. They looked at it like, okay, I'm sitting home. I want to find a way to make some extra money. Let me become a rapper. Let me follow these steps that I saw. And we're all going to follow the same video and same path and do the same thing. And that's why a lot of the music we hear now is the same. We can't even differentiate the artists. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was like, no, this didn't come from a dream from when they was a kid. This didn't come from that. This came from, damn, I'm stuck in the house. Shit, I need something to do. Oh shit, I can get a computer. I can get this. You know what I'm saying? I can get the equipment. All right, that's what I'm gonna do with it.
So Yo Gotti says that the rap game is semi-boring right now, and the energy has not been the same since the pandemic. Now, me honestly, I feel like
He play a part in it.
I'm enjoying the music. Now I would say music hasn't been the same since way before the pandemic. I would say more like 2016, 17 music was better, or it was more fun. Like people don't do theme songs anymore, anthem songs, like summer songs. Like Lil really killed it last year with the FNF.
Like I said, I knew that you would be the one that would not think it's boring because it's women time. Women are on top of the game right now. It's ratchet music.
When Big Thomas dropped that Gator Boo,
girl, you took it back to like 2009.
You could think about the summer and what you was doing that year. Like music doesn't give you that same. I don't think it don't give me that same rah-rah. Now, as far as females running shit right now, yes, you know, I am all for women empowerment. I am not a feminist. However, I'm always for the females. So, yes, I am really enjoying having a playlist with all women on it. I barely listen to male rap now unless like all my females played out and then it gets to the males. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this right now. But I didn't really get a chance to hear what he said, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip. I hope my audio.
Plus, I just feel like the rap game right now is like semi-boring.
A lot of it sounds the same and stuff like that.
Exactly. You know, I just feel like everybody, like since COVID, I feel like they put us inside, and I feel like we never came out.
Right.
You know, even though we out, we not out. Like the energy ain't been the same. Like, you feel me? Like I ain't been to a party yet that I've been feeling like, ooh, it's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't even been driving down the street where I was at the red light, and I just felt like it was like that. You know what I'm saying?
Felt like that, right?
Yeah. So I felt like mentally we've been inside since COVID. So to me, with this music, with this tape, I tried to make like the outside music. You know, hopefully I'll be a part of what brings us all back out here.
Going, yeah.
Plus, I just feel like.
Well, he won't be the guy to bring us back outside. Yo, let's reflect on 2002 because you did bring up a perfect song. The big timers and that movement. Like in those early 2000s, music was catered to making you feel good. Now, music is not catered to making the you feel good as so much as making the me who's doing it feel good. I think that's where the biggest problem comes in with music now. Everyone is making music for self. It's like the saying that I keep hearing in my head, as long as I like it, I'm going to drop it. You know, like, it's like, wait, there's no more willingness to appease to the people.
Facts.
I mean, I think that music has always been an emotion, and you know what I'm saying, emotion driven. So you listen to certain songs to help get you through certain times, right? So if you're not making music for the time and stuff that's going on, you're not relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be relevant with what's going on. If you are making music for yourself and you keep putting it out and some stuff you happen to say might end up being relevant, then cool. But like, if you're not doing it for the times and for what's happening and be like, shit, this might help inspire somebody, this might help get somebody through the times, then yeah, your music is going to be dull and boring and nobody's going to relate to it.
Well, the thing is, it's crazy because now everyone's just making music for their friends. And if it pops. Or making music for a specific person that they want to hear it. I believe that most artists now that are coming out in the game, they say, let's say, for instance, if there's an artist that says, oh, I want to sign with Empire, right? Then he's going to start catering his music to what everybody on Empire is doing, or that he's looking at. Right now, this game is more emulation than stimulation, period.
It's funny that you said that. Go ahead, J Money.
No, I was gonna say I think that a part of every rapper's dream is to make that song and put it out, and magically something happens without marketing, without, you know what I'm saying, them pushing it or doing anything. They put that song out, and a few of their friends hear it, they 20 friends hear it, and then it goes viral, or so they want a viral moment. Everybody's in search for a viral moment. So yes, I agree that every artist is in search for that moment that's going to make them pop and start hitting millions.
Why wouldn't an artist be, though? Regular people are searching for viral moments. I mean, it's like,
hello?
everybody TikToking and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody TikToking and trying to do dance moves and look cool and be relevant and go viral. Man, that shit don't mean nothing. But these rappers today, I mean, they're not like the rappers of our old days. I mean, listen. Now, what is one of the most frowned upon things? A ghostwriter.
Really?
Speaking of ghostwriters, I'm gonna just interject right quick. Lil Yachty, I didn't know that he really be penning some stuff.
Yeah, that's the dog right there.
I actually had a chance to listen to his last album that he dropped. And it's way different than the first album or the second album or just what you would think Lil Yachty. It's kind of more along the lines of, I don't know if you guys heard this song, I took a flight to Poland.
Yeah, took the walk to Poland. You know we heard that.
Song. But that whole album kind of sounds like that. And it was refreshing. So yeah, I didn't know that he wrote, my playlist kept going and songs was coming on. And I was like, why is Spotify playing this? But then I would hear Yachty like in the background or ad-libbing on it. And I'm like, dang, he on this song? Dang, he had something to do with this song?
He wrote most of the City Girl stuff.
Yeah. See, I knew that part because they was like beefing over it. But my next question is, do you guys think it's pointless to put out music? Forget an album. Put out music that no one is listening to.
No, it's not pointless.
It's not pointless.
Why not, J Money?
You'll learn from it.
Why
you
not?
Put out an album and nobody listens to it, you're going to learn. You're going to learn what to do next time if you put out another album to get people to listen. I guarantee you're going to learn from it.
I mean, just the vote of listeners is why I think it's more feasible to just drop your music, right? Because even if you stay consistent and you keep going, people will go back and listen to old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah, but what I don't think people like is when you drop something that sounds old, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, I've listened to artists, I've discovered artists that are on the scene, and then I'm like take Wiz Khalifa for instance. When he finally broke, and like he really broke with Black and Yellow, we can all agree on that. But when he really broke, there was a lot of people that was like, well, shoot, I was listening to Cabin Fever, I was listening to Orange and OJ, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So when I started thinking about it, I'm like, what if he never dropped those until he had his record, until he had the Black and Yellow, right? Would he have ever gotten to Black and Yellow? Or when you've heard it, it's like, I wonder what else he got. So I get why you should drop your music. It's not supposed to be made to sit on some device for only you to hear it when you're playing with your friends and shit like that.
I mean, Jay-Z did it.
I would say Sexy Red did it too. She actually, a lot of the songs that's on this current album, I would say like 2 or 3 of the songs that's on this her album that she just dropped are old.
Mm-hmm.
Like the female Gucci Mane, that's old. Born by the River, that's y'all like old, yeah, some change old. So yeah, I guess it works out. But Russ thinks differently. He had something very interesting to say, and you artists out there, I think you might want to hear this. So let me go ahead and
I actually had a preview of seeing this video. I'll give my piece afterwards.
In albums, you have no fans and no connections. No one gives a. No one's trying to listen to an album from someone they don't know and from someone that no one else told them to listen to. And I was like, before I put out another album on deaf ears, I was looking at SoundCloud. I noticed that the first song on the album had the most plays, and then it would go down from there. Everyone's down to listen to the first song. It's that second song that gets tricky. And so I was like, I'm just going to put out one song every week because y'all are clearly down to listen to one song. I did two things. I made an album and I had 26 songs ready to go that were not on the album. The end goal was always to still put out another album. I just needed to get the visibility. How am I going to increase my visibility? I got to get people tuned in. Let me put out singles that will single-handedly get their attention, and then I'll give them the album. I was putting out song a week, and it ended up paying off because, as we figured out, people can listen to one song. It's tough to get them to listen to an album, and being consistent with great music, the music blew up. I was prepared for that, which is why in the moment of momentum, I gave my debut album. Dropping albums when you have no fans and no connections, no one gives a no one's trying to listen to an album from someone they don't know and from someone that no one else told them to listen to. And I was like, before I put out...
So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, I agree. I mean, because I did a similar thing, but like I didn't do exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like for each artist, you got to work your own method. So like I dropped 5-song EPs, right? And that 5 songs was about 15-20 minutes, but that wasn't short enough so it was one song, and it was long enough that it's like not too much, you know what I'm saying? Before I dropped a whole album with 10 songs or more than 10 songs, you know what I'm saying? That's how I worked that, you know what I'm saying? I took singles and I put those singles back on the EPs, and then I put those EPs, all the songs that dropped, you know what I'm saying, the best songs from there, then I put those on the album. But that was my method of science for my releases. But I feel like for each artist, you got to work your own algorithms and methods, and you know what I'm saying, what's working for you to get your artists to follow and listen and tune in.
I like that last part you just said. The rest of it, I totally disagree with Russ. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but Russ said it in his own. He said something, but then he admitted to something totally different. He said, I would drop an album and I would realize that my first album had the most plays, and then it gradually would go down as the album happened. So then I started to give them a single and then a different single every week. Well, I mean, I'm here to argue Russell would have been easier to just push a single every week and drop the whole album. And he even admitted that even with nobody listening, he still stumbled across listens on his album. There is literally no resource to holding on to albums. If you're in the studio working on an album and you're saying, I'm going to wait until I get a fan base to drop them, newsflash, your fan base is going to be built based on what you give them, what you drop.
Okay, so when do you drop singles?
Listen, like you drop singles to promote an album.
Right.
So the thing that he realized is that maybe at the time his fan base wasn't catching on to his whole albums at the time. He started giving them singles or whatever the case may be, but he started giving them albums, right? He started giving them albums. Could you imagine how it would have been differently if he would have said, I'm not going to even give a single or an album until he wouldn't have got that data without dropping the album. He wouldn't have got that idea that they like singles, that they're willing to listen to his first single over his second, third, and fourth. Newsflash, Russ, maybe your second, third, and fourth song, or maybe the songs were not that good as you think. So, I mean, come on. You dropping the album and people are listening. If people are listening to your first song and it's gradually going down, then your album is just a bad album. You have to figure out the energy and you have to give it to them. It's just as simple as that. But to keep
listen, if you're dropping a 26-song album, Chris Brown dropped a 52-song album. That's kind of ridiculous. You know
but Chris Brown's first album was only a 10, 12-song album.
Right.
So that's the point, though. You have to be able to work your way up to a 50-song album.
My point is at this day and age, you don't need to be dropping. It's not like back in the day when you're listening to a mixtape in the car. So when you put that CD in, you listening to it from beginning to end. Now you're on your phone. Now you got it set up so you can listen to what you want to listen to, and the order you want to listen to it. So, right. Putting out a 26-song album where you're not going to get somebody to sit down and listen to all 26. I just think that
not off the first break, but you'll get somebody. Right. You can get people to listen to 10. You can get people to listen to 9.
Right.
You can get people to listen to 5. You can get people to do that. The thing about it is you have to work the whole album. A lot of the times, what most artists do is they have an album and they're only promoting the single. They're performing the single. They never switch up. If they get a 5-minute set, you got the single and an old ass song they used to do before that single. They never ever fucking do the whole albums until it's touring time. So for real, when you think about a new artist has no reason to drop one song and wait and then drop another song. Why? Because of the main reason that Jzabel said in the beginning, nigga, you doing it on your cell phone now. You downloading the beat. If you tell me you're an artist, and you're giving me a single a month, a month, right? Every 2 months, I'm gonna eventually by the third one be like, where's the album? What's going on? I mean, even now, all the mainstream artists, a single, and in a couple of weeks, couple of months, an album drops. All the new artists do it.
I mean, I disagree. I think the new artists are doing a lot of features now to build up their network.
Hold on, time out. Ice Spice Princess Diana record dropped a month after her much single blew up. Sexy Red album dropped less time than that after her single blew up.
Let me ask y'all something.
Drake's first single, right after that, he was on to his first album.
Let's talk on smaller artists, for instance, right? So let's say you're not up there yet, but you drop a single and you get like 50 listens. And then you drop another single and you get like 2 listens. And then you drop another single and you get 0 listens. You drop another single and it's 0. You drop another single and it's 0. Should you put out an album?
Yes.
Why?
For the simple fact that the numbers are not doing 0 because of what you're dropping. You have to realize that whatever you did when you dropped that joint on a 50, you didn't do when you dropped it on the 0s. And to be quite honest, if you would have dropped that album the first time, then all of them would have a 50.
J-Money?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Do you agree?
No.
I feel like every person has to work their own method. What works for them. If you feel like what's best for you is to drop the single before you drop the album, then do that. If you feel like it's best for you to drop the album and then push the single, do that. You got to do what works for you. I can't say either one is right. Somebody's, you know what I'm saying? Certain things work better for me on certain albums. Certain things work better for me on certain singles. I don't know how.
I just follow the formula. The formula says you use a single to promote an album. Everyone has done that since the beginning of time. And no one has done it differently. You use a single to promote an album.
Okay. So then why would you say drop the whole album first?
I didn't say drop the whole album. I said you're supposed to drop an album. You're not supposed to just, he said drop a single, then wait a week, then drop another single, then wait a week and drop another single.
No. When she just asked you, you said that he should have just dropped that album first because then he would have got 50 on the whole album.
No, what I said was if he got 0 on his second 2, whatever he did on the 50, he should have done to get those 50. But in retrospect, if he would have dropped all of them when he got the 50, they would all have a 50 as opposed to the other 2 having 0s.
That's why I don't got nothing to say.
Because when he promoted it to listen to those 50, he obviously has not promoted the other albums. And when he promoted to those 50, they would have gotten the whole album instead of one song. If he would have done it right and been dropping that single and promoting that single for the album, when it came time, they would have already known that single was to an album and it would have been ready. Touring has been, I want to hear this dude's take.
Do you guys think touring is dead? Or do you think It's just as alive as it's always been.
It's not as live as it always been, but it's not dead either.
J Money.
Trevor ain't dead. Niggas just scared. Niggas just scared. Torn ain't dead. Niggas don't know how to tour. They've been in the house so long, they scared to go out.
Festivals are clearly messing up the touring game.
100%.
Right? At the very least, look at it like this. I get more value for my time and my money if I go to a festival than go to see a single artist.
Yeah, bro. It's in real life streaming. You know what I'm saying? The same argument we make for, hey, for $10.99, I can listen to everybody, but for $185 at Rolling Loud, I can see at least 10 of my favorite artists. Why would I then go pay $250 for your solo ticket?
And discover a couple new artists.
Yeah.
And if we're in like the TikTok singles era, I don't have to sit through my favorite artists' B-sides that I might not want to hear.
Yeah.
The way a lot of these consumers, and maybe not just your favorite artists, because maybe you want to hear their B-sides, but let's just say your 4th favorite or 10th favorite artist B-sides. Yo, bro, really, I just need those top 3, those top 4. I don't need the whole set. I think festivals are clearly messing up the touring game.
100%.
Right? At the very least.
See, this is why. Okay, like I gotta ask this question before I go in here. Is this a hip hop based question, a hip hop rap based thing?
Music based thing. Yeah, I guess hip hop because they're black.
Because if it's music based, he's totally out of bounds. Beyonce's tour is set to make $500 million. $500 million.
Yeah, but how often does she don't do festivals? She just does her own thing.
That's my point.
Right. So I guess we're not talking about someone as big as Beyonce or Drake.
That we can't say is dead because these motherfuckers are killing tour right now.
Yeah, but how does that, like, what does that have to do with the newer artists? Like,
why would we be
like you're talking about rock singers? Of course, they're touring and they're still going to make money. Like, they've been out for a while. Let's talk about these newer artists, like
why would we put that pressure? Tyler the Creator could do a tour, but why would
love Tyler?
Yeah, why would we put these pressures on new artists to be touring, right? When the reason why Beyonce, Drake's, Taylor Swift's, and all these people that can sell out real tours is because of their catalog, the extensiveness of it. We're looking for artists that have 1 album out or 2 singles, and we're asking them, is touring dead? No, their touring is the festival tours. That's a tour. If they hit 4 festivals in a summer, that's a tour. So the reality of it is, the only reason that a festival works for new artists is because they don't have a catalog to do 2-hour sets, 3-hour sets. So yeah, I wouldn't expect the new artist to be touring. But an artist with content and an extensive catalog is going to have a great job touring and going to always win over doing festivals. Festivals are good to break artists and also to help major artists stay relevant.
You can't stay relevant if you're not releasing music. You can't say that you're an artist if the last song you released was before COVID in 2019. The last album you released was in 2019. If you look at your track record, you don't have anything going on. Why? Yeah, touring's dead for you. Like, yeah, music is dead for you. Because what are you doing? Where's your motion?
I don't know.
A dead artist has way more success touring than a current artist too.
You said a what?
An artist that has been not doing nothing for a while has a better chance of touring than a new artist.
Let me tell you something. If you're touring, and even if nobody's showing up to your shows, and it's only whatever, the DJ, whoever owns the club, and 3 other people, you're making a bigger impact doing that than thinking you getting some motion from just sitting at home. You're better off touring and knowing how to get paid on the back end and knowing how to be like, all right, cool, I got these 3 people to come out. Tell them bring a friend next time. You know what I'm saying? Promoting yourself, having merch to sell. You're like, all right, cool, I'll give them this merch since they came to support. So next time the people will come, you can sell your merch too. Like it's always ways to build from it, but you can't build if you're not doing nothing.
And at a festival, you're not even gonna hear all the content that you want to hear.
Let me tell you what else happens.
I guess from a fan perspective, because I think he spoke on that too. He was like, instead of me coming to your individual concert or your individual show, I could just wait a couple months or wait a month and see you and my other top 5 artists that I really like.
Yeah, but see, like, this is my argument right here. Why I tell everybody, if you had to guess these men's age, how old would you say they were?
30.
And that's the age at that point. They're not fans anymore. So that's why they can have that. Oh, I'd rather go to a festival and see them and get all these people, because they're not diehard fans anymore. Usually men, they keep understanding why we don't cater to men. Why men are not getting catered to, right? Why? Well, because of that mentality right there. Once you reach a certain age, you're not even a buyer. You're not even a consumer anymore. You just want to be in the mix. Real fans are going to support their artists.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And unfortunately, that's why Beyonce's Drake, who has a large female fan base, Beyonce also understood to bring her kid up there, Blue Ivy, to expand generations of fan base. So what we got to understand is the major artists understand how to do it. Newer artists will not understand how to do it until they built a catalog and work references and work history. New artists do not have diehard fans. New artists do not have diehard fans.
You don't think so?
No, it's impossible. They got fans at the moment, but they don't have diehard fans.
Fred has diehard fans?
No, man.
Not without touring.
You don't think so?
No, man. No, man.
He has diehard fans? How about Saucy Santana?
No, man. No, man.
Not promotion.
No, man. They will jump ship. They will jump ship unless he controls or she controls and dominates the game for a long amount of time. Their fans will jump ship to the next person as fast as possible.
I'm glad. It's funny you said that, because I had a clip that I wanted to show y'all. But before I do that, I want y'all to answer this question.
Same height.
Same height.
Same height. Glorilla's done because Glorilla's done.
It's alluding to something like close to what you're saying, like fans will jump ship. Like,
yep, 100%.
Last year, everybody was listening to Glorilla, and now this year, everybody's listening to Sixxcess. Or is it because Glorilla just ain't been consistent or is active?
Well, new artists have a harder time to be consistent because they have obligations that they have to meet before the labels let their consistency run.
Twitter user asks, how did Sexy Red get more popular than Glorilla? And someone said, one sounds feminine, hood, and sexy. The other one sounds like a girl cosplaying as a male rapper. Hopefully that helps. What do you guys think about that?
Good analogy. Perfect. And
your comment was, wow, it's really one being signed to a label and the other to a rapper.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said on that post. Glorilla is signed to Yo Gotti. She's never gonna be bigger than Yo Gotti. That's what's sad. You see what I'm saying? Like, Drake is an anomaly, right? Mm-hmm. Him being, what we would say, bigger than Lil Wayne or as big as Wayne under the same label is an anomaly. However, one will argue that that's why Drake left Young Money and went to Sony. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if you're signed to a label, you never have to worry about that battle. The battle is who sells the most on that label. If you're signed to a rapper, the battle is can you help that rapper? How relevant can you help that rapper be? More women buy albums than men, 100%. But in today's world of streaming and platforms, most of my male friends do not even pay for Spotify or Apple Music, bro.
Nope.
And most men are not going to buy a concert ticket unless they're trying to impress a lady.
Right.
So I agree with you, Asian. I feel like Glorilla definitely played herself, and it hurt her when she shitted on Hit Kid. Because a lot of people, it left a bad taste in people's mouths, I guess. And
Hit Kid's the boss. And let me tell you, really though, she had to shit on Hit Kid because, see, the thing is, this is what I'm talking about. If that was a male rapper doing that, right? If that was a male rapper doing that, standing up for herself, making sure the producer knows, yo, I did this, like me, like dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted this situation, you wanted that situation. See, because that's why she shitted on Hit Kid, because Hit Kid wanted her under his own imprint. So come on now. Like, we know what the reality of it is. It's a year difference. It's a year difference. One would ask, did Glorilla recoup? I know she just got a new Bentley truck or Maybach truck, right? Something Yo Gotti just gifted her.
that she worked for. That's the crazy part about it is we get so amped up about the glitz and glitter and glam. Like you said, Beyonce's tour is set to sell almost 1 billion, but how much of that does she actually take home? How much of that is that actually hers? And
So Beyonce's probably gonna
have more money than Rihanna and Kim, so
she gonna definitely have way more money than Rihanna and Kim.
I said she doesn't currently.
Well, yeah, but we talk about music money. Don't do that with the business side.
I talk about money, period.
Yeah, don't do it with the business side of things, because Rihanna can't tour.
She's making
Yeah, but it ain't about money. It ain't about money. Rihanna can't tour or outsell. Rihanna cannot tour or outsell Beyonce.
You don't think so?
Rihanna cannot tour or outsell Beyonce.
Well, we'll never know, because I don't think Rihanna's ever going to get back to the music. But
because she knows she can sell some draws.
She's up there with Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Rihanna definitely is.
Yeah, financially, yes.
She's no. Musically, up there with Adele, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rihanna is like, Rihanna has a fan base like Beyonce. And most of Beyonce's fans are also Rihanna's fans as well. So
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll go hard.
Y'all know I'm a big old Rock Nation fan, so I believe that anything the Rock touches is gold. It's platinum even.
You said what now?
I believe anything the Rock touches is platinum and gold. So I support it.
She messed up that re-up. How's she gonna pay for marketing and promotion when you spend all that money on a new whip?
Joe Gotti bought the whip, not her. And that's why Sexy Red is in a better situation. I don't know who she's signed with, but she's in a better situation because there's more freedom, right? Glorilla just did her first tour. And we're not hearing nothing groundbreaking from it. And then the new single that we got from it, like I said, it would have been better if she'd have gave us a new album off that tour.
I think she needs to hire Hit Kid for another song or another couple of songs or something like that. Because it just seems like I guess that one song that they did was epic. It seemed like everything that Glorilla has done after that, outside of Tomorrow, which I give credit to Cardi B for getting that song.
You know it.
Some more hype. It just seems like everything is like kind of like a miss. The song with Cardi B and Moneybagg Yo, those two definitely. But outside of that, it seems like it's becoming lackluster. Like the song "Look at the like I don't even know the words because and I
Yeah,
like
looking like a lick. Looking like a lick.
looking like a liquor sign. Like it's a cute, funny song, but I think we're picking up on how hard she's trying to make her voice deep because that's not her natural deep. That's not her natural deep voice.
Yeah, plus you women, y'all liked F and F because that was what y'all on right now, right? That was on y'all time. Tomorrow was cool, but then Sexy Red come out with that song and shit, and y'all went crazy for that. Like, yeah, we really on this type of time. You know what I'm saying? So like, she kept delivering with that. The reality of it is, we're not going to talk about the facts of it, right? We're not going to talk about the main hardcore facts.
No, you try to no. You're not gonna do it to us ladies because, like I said, the song that she had with Moneybagg Yo, I like that song as well. Like I think that song was. I hear a lot of people playing that song. And that's basically like it's a relationship type cute song. But I just think outside of those, like it's a miss. Like, and the beat. You got to think about like the beats and stuff like that. Like F&F was definitely a club banger. Like, without her even saying anything, correct. I think it would have still been a club banger.
Correct. And now Sexy Red is using Take Key, and his beats are saving her soul. But let's talk about the reality of this. What was the last female that really went on a run of albums, streams? Nicki Minaj?
Megan?
She still owes us albums. She only gave us one album. The other joint is classified as a mixtape.
You talk about like, you said albums like back-to-back albums?
Yeah, no female had a run like Nicki Minaj. Yeah. No female stayed consistent like Nicki Minaj.
Okay, I could give her that. And she still is consistent, which is what I like.
And that's why Nicki Minaj is the real reason why still female rappers are like really can take over the game like they can. Artists like Cardi B and shit like that. But when you think about the longevity in it, none of them has given you anything that say they're going to be around. So what Glorilla is doing is not surprising to me. It's just the norm. Okay, another female artist here and there. I mean, look, our stars now, right? Like our stars now, Lil Durk, Lil Baby. Well, he kind of had a fast come up, but the Baby, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. All these dudes had like long history before they even made it. These women are coming out and making it off the break.
I wouldn't even say they're making it. I just think that they're getting a little bit of hype.
A little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. Like, I feel like, to be honest, before we even get to this next topic, I feel like Sexy Red has the same hype Glorilla did. Like, if we measuring the time frame, like it's not like Sexy Red been out 2-3 years and you know she's sustaining, and whereas Glorilla has died off. Like I feel like the same way we went crazy about Glorilla last year, we're going crazy over Sexy Red this year. I just hope that. And one thing she said, she was like, "I'm not even a rapper." She was like, "I'm not even an artist." Sexy Red said this. I think when she was interviewing with Lil Yachty. But she was like, "I'm not even an artist. Like, really, I'm just in it for the money. Like, I just want the money."
We can tell.
Like, people said that I could rap. I said, okay, I see the money. I'm just here for the money, and then I'm done. All right, so.
I believe that, honestly, Nicki Minaj, this is another key point that I want to hit. Sexy Red has a baby already. So, I understand her position.
Oh, like as far as the grind?
Mm-hmm.
As far as her getting her grind on, yeah.
That's key. And I believe that most women, that's the deciding factor for that hustle.
Mm-hmm. All right, so old man Ebro. I thought this was a very interesting topic. To say the least, I was surprised that we got here. So he said, I got a call saying, it should be noted many major record labels have deprioritized signing rappers. The focus is now African music and Latin music. Rappers better stop being boring and talking about the same shit over and over. Chasing TikTok success and comment section. Afrobeats versus rap music. Which one you choosing, J Money?
I don't really know if it's a choice, but like, it's music. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why.
Can you just answer? Can you pick one?
Nah, I can't.
You always riding the fence. Like, we need you.
Nah, it's not even no riding the fence. Like, listen, it's music. Like, at the end of the day, it's music. So I understand if a label's saying they don't want to sign somebody who's not going to bring longevity to their business. That makes sense to me. But if this rap artist does have good songs and they're a multiversal and they could go into Afrobeats and other music, yeah, sign that rapper. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you mean. If it's not good music, it's just not good music. But yeah, I love Afrobeats. That's just the way. That's just been the way. I've been listening to Afrobeats before they've been calling it Afrobeats.
I mean, let's just be real, y'all.
Success.
Let's just be real, because we know what this is about. And the main thing it says deprioritize the sign of rappers. If we got to choose, we obviously gonna choose Afrobeats.
Wait, you froze. You froze.
We obviously, if we're talking about longevity, we obviously gonna choose Afrobeats versus rap music. But if you asking me, what am I choosing? I'm always gonna be choosing with rap music. Why? Because rap music has stood the time, stood the testament of time. This is not the first time that there has been some type of cancel rap music. But why do we think all of the top rappers in the world, when asked, they make it a position to say, I'm a rock star, I'm a pop star? No one wants to be a rapper because it's one-dimensional. So it's like, what the hell rapper say? I'm an artist. I'm an artist. Okay, all right. Are you just rap?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a rapper, you can't just say that I'm only a rapper. That's what I'm saying. No, it's not taken away from Afrobeats. You just need to be a diverse artist. You need to be an artist who could do stuff that, other than just rap on trap beats.
Well, I guess
about other subjects.
From my perspective, it would be, I'm thinking about money-wise. Like, if I had $1 million and I had to invest in an artist, right? Would I invest in a hot Afrobeats artist, or would I invest in a hot drill rap artist? Like, which one? I think that's.
I'm going to invest in the drill rap artist to make my money back faster. But if I want longevity, then I'll take the Afrobeat artist, and it's not about the money, because that's not a proven genre. There's a few. If you got only maybe 3 artists in that joint, in that genre, that has reached the level, then it's not a big enough genre for me to say this is where I want to shift my focus. These are people looking at analytical data and saying, over the next 5 years, okay, Burna Boy is here now, Wizkid is here now. But again, I'm looking at the drill rappers, and male or female, they still coming off way bigger, way faster, much quicker return on their investment.
You think so? You don't think that a drill rapper would be more of a liability? And the only reason I say this is because we're listening to Burna Boy and we're listening to Wizkid and DeVito and stuff like that. And I'm sure when you go across the nation, not even a nation, across the world, because the world is bigger than the United States. And right. I know drill rap, damn, do I have that post? It's an Indian drill rapper. He calls himself a Blac nigga. I need to find that video so y'all can see that, because I found that very disrespectful. But people listen to drill rap all over. However, Afrobeats and Caribbean music are mostly played all over the world in clubs. So as far as an investment,
but they don't make as much money though.
Wait, I mean, but wouldn't that equal to making as much money as a drill rapper in one country versus artist from somewhere else over 50 countries. I mean, if we're talking about streaming and stuff like that, like wouldn't that kind of equate to the same thing or no?
No, because US pay more. I mean, let's talk about a UK artist,
oh,
right?
No, wait. The US pays more than where?
Than African artists. Than Africans.
But
any place in Africa.
Okay. I can agree with that.
So when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, and this is gonna sound so cynical, and I don't want nobody to hate me for this, but I'm going to win. It's a win-win either way. Signing a drill artist, he goes to jail, sales go up. He gets killed, sales go up. And if he be successful, sales go up. I mean, duh. Yes, Afrobeats has been around for years. It's been renamed. So what brings me to my... Now, everybody don't understand. Afrobeats is under the hip-hop rap genre. It's a subcategory. Depending on the style and the artist that's put on it.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw this list, right? You want to know the first thing I did, because I knew that it was targeting, let's just say, I don't want to use drill rap. I want to say hardcore rap, right? Like, let's say detrimental rap, right? Like rap that put you in jail or dead, right? So I knew it was attacking that. So the first thing I did, Sixxcess petty, I went and started Googling what are some of the most gangster, hardcore Afrobeat records.
Uh-huh.
I found a few, but a lot of it is wordplay. But then those few that I found, it's like they're still copying the DeVitos, the WizKids, and the Burna Boys. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I got 3 artists that when you think of this is where we go. But then when you ask about rap music, the list goes on and on and on. And on and on. So I say to you, I'm going to choose the rapper if I'm prioritizing making money and being a label. But if I don't want to have to find somebody every 6 months or every year, then I probably would choose an Afrobeat artist if I want to invest in that and grow and try to build something from ground up. But I would also be understanding in the time that it would take.
Me understanding the type of rappers that there are now, if it's not the right artist, no, I'm going to go with Afrobeats because of longevity. If it's a rapper that has to be the right artist, like, because even Drake did that song with the Afrobeats artist, and that shit came out fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it got to be the right artist, because if you're not diverse enough to do different shit, then no. Why would I invest in you? If I can't differentiate your songs, if I put on your songs and I can't even, I don't even know what's the next track because it sounds the same. Who wants to find that?
DeVito, Durkio, right? WizKid or Drake, right? I mean, like, these are all, if you put them on the level together, the rapper is going to outweigh the Afrobeat artist. I mean, we can go back, like, I guess, Beanie Man and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, put them on the line. Like, put an Afrobeat artist up against a rap artist.
I don't think it's not a competition.
It's not a competition. Actually, they have the stats of WizKid's album against Drake's album, and Drake's album won in every category except for one where it was tied up, and that was sound quality. So I like that he says they have deprioritized signing rappers.
I mean, I would too, because I wouldn't want to keep wasting my investments. But like you said, whether they go to jail or if they stay out, you make more money. But then you brought an important thing as far as the streaming goes and where they're being streamed. And that I got to do more research, but I want to see if Afrobeat artists or Caribbean artists are played more in the UK than drill rap artists. But UK has
probably not, because UK has their own drill section.
That's what I was thinking.
And this is what I'm. This is like, hear me out on this point right here, right? It's easy to say that they're deprioritizing signing a genre, but rap. I'm not trying to be funny, but rap is the most bossed up genre in the whole music industry. So if I could go to an Afrobeat artist, a Latin music artist, a pop artist, a female rapper, and say to you, let me sign you, and I want your masters, I want your publishing, and blah blah blah, and they saying yes, thank you, let's go, I'm ready. As opposed to all these rappers who seem to be asking nowadays, can I have my masters? Who get my publishing? I want my rights. I want to be free. I want creative control. Well, guess what? Who's not asking these questions? African music artists, Latin music artists, and the women. They're not asking that shit. They don't care. They only asking, how much am I being paid? There's some artists that tell me, I would never do that because that's selling my soul. I would never let the label dictate to me what I do. I would never let the label tell me what to wear. I would never let the labels tell me what to say. Well, don't get mad when they're signing people who will. That's why the rappers are not getting signed. It's the independence. It's that freedom that they have.
That definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So,
he's right about rappers being boring. Because you know why he's calling us boring now? Why he's calling rappers boring?
Because everybody rapping about the same thing.
Well, no, but everybody's scared of the Rico now. Everybody's scared of the Rico now.
Ain't nobody scared of the Rico. They still snitching on themselves on records.
No,
and at least Afrobeats has a different, like when we talk about vibrations, let's talk about vibrations now. Like Afrobeats gives more of a fun, positive. And I thought about, and to be honest, I thought about this the other day. In all the 20 years, because how old am I? Okay, so in the 20 years of partying, I've seen one person get shot or killed. Shot or offed at a Caribbean party. I haven't really seen or heard anything from African parties, but I can count on both hands how many times I've seen or heard people get shot or killed at rap music or drill rap events. So
now, see, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Different.
That's not fair.
I'm just being 100% honest. Like the vibrations are different. And I thought about this the other day. I was like, dang, when you go to a hip hop club or anything like that, like it's more chances of you getting shot or hurt or not making it back home than going to an African party. Like I really thought about it. What day was that? I think that was Saturday. I really sat there and I was like, dang. Like, that's messed up there where you go to a hip-hop or a rap party, you worried about your car getting broken into, getting shot on the way out,
it's
like
crazy.
getting your foot stepped on in the club, bitches trying to fight you for no reason. But when you go to an African party, it's just everybody just dancing and eating suya and having a good time.
I have been a rapper and I have been in the music industry for 17 years. I have never seen shots fired, seen a fight, or anything at no event that I was at.
Yeah. Is that mostly showcases?
No. I've done showcases.
Do you go to clubs? Have you been to
I've toured.
Lounge? Have you been to Fur? Have you been to Layla Lounge? Have you been to Club Love?
I used to go to Layla every Monday night.
Have you been to Club Love? Anywhere on U Street, Adams Morgan, like
I've been to Love. Always when they have a celebrity up there, I've been up there. Like I said, I have never ever seen any of that shit.
That's crazy because we from the same city, but
what happens is
probably was like, I don't know, because I'm a little Rashay, so I probably go to Rashay type events.
No, I think what most people see is beefs. I think what most people see is beefs, and it getting dealt with at that time.
Yeah, I guess. But what I'm saying is maybe my perspective, because I go to hood shit. So maybe my perspective comes from me going to hood ass events. Whereas someone like, I would say someone that's not into that will go to different spots, like people that party on Connecticut Avenue and shit like that. They're less likely to see what I'm talking about because they're not actually in like hood ass shit. So
you remember them niggas on Connecticut Avenue had their little party. It was like some type of party. The people in there all got stabbed up and shit. I mean, like, so I think that is, like you said, about when, where, who, what, all these things play factors. But I mean, being a rapper in 17 years in the music industry in the DMV area, I have never seen none of that. Now, have I heard of it? Yeah, the Go-Go's, but never at a rap show.
That's interesting because rest in peace, Trust. Somebody got stabbed at one of our showcases. Like, I mean, like,
that's funny. I was not there. Jmoney was there.
It's all started because of you.
It did not start because of me.
I was trying to defend you.
Yeah.
He
So
ended up getting his ass beat, and he had to stab. I mean, well, I don't know who got stabbed, but it was blood everywhere.
I wasn't there that night. I heard about that. But I also heard how that happened, so I was like, okay, that could have been anywhere.
Let me just also say that that was a terrible situation to bring up, and because at the end of the day, the person who brought the knife shouldn't have had the knife. And
what had happened?
I don't even want to talk about it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
can't really talk about it on camera, but
shit, that shit dead gone, man. That shit dead and gone.
Detail 6, you already know the line to hit. I can give you the full exclusive. I have front.
Now, what's crazy is I actually did get to see the video.
At front row. But JMoney, I brought that up just to say, like, it's a hip hop event and shit went down. Like, I'm just saying, and you wouldn't think stuff would go down at a club plug radio event, but it is.
But peep that. But even still, peep in that retrospect. Guess what? I wasn't there. I still did not see that.
Okay, I understand.
It still furthers my narrative. I never seen that, and I think maybe there's a God bless bubble around me, right? Or maybe there's a certain order that I just bring, but I have never been in that situation, and knock on wood, that it never happens. But I think that understanding knowledge first, because I'm pretty sure that at some of them damn African events, they get active. I'm pretty sure at any event they gonna get active.
You rarely gonna hear, like I said, in all the years that I went, it was one time I had to step over a dead body. Like,
wow. And like even out of the 17 years, that was the only incident that I ever. Well, no, that's not the only incident that I ever heard of.
And guess what? It was a free event, and the Caribbeans decided to let all the Americans come, and somebody got shot.
It was still a Caribbean event, though. It's still a Caribbean event, though.
But it was Caribbean like hip hop. Like,
nah.
No diss to that sound, because they used to throw nice ass parties. That one day it was a free event, and the reason I found that funny is because, of course, I'm from DC and I'm from Uptown, so I'm at a Caribbean event, and I'm seeing everybody from my old neighborhood. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the night, I'm hopping over dead bodies and shit. So, I mean, not to point the fingers. Anything could go down anywhere, but I feel like as an investor,
I'm telling you,
people are starting to feel like it's safer to invest in these Afrobeats artists.
Of course, but I don't think it's about safety. It's about knowing that it's about control, knowing about money, and about the back end. And control.
Could you be satisfied as an artist if no one knew who you were?
No. You can't be satisfied.
On a scale of 1 to 10, J Money, how important is attention getting to you?
What do you mean satisfied in what way? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean satisfied if nobody knows who you are and you're making music and people keep saying to you, how's the music going? That fucking sucks. Like, that's a fucking 0. That means that you're not doing well at all. If people don't even know you're making music,
I mean, not that people don't know you're making music, but like people aren't stopping you down the street for pictures of nobody really knows who you are. You just make like you don't get much attention. You just make music. So that's why I rephrased the question to on a scale of 1 to 10, like
I would stop.
How important is getting attention to you? Not having your music played, like you as an individual, because I gotta be specific with
like,
y'all.
So, no,
you
so
as
listen,
an individual getting attention.
Yeah, it's not that important because I've known certain people who've been getting paid behind the scenes doing their damn thing, and people don't know who they are. It's people who do their thing every single day. They shooting videos and doing stuff every single day and making more than what artists make, and people don't know who they are. So sometimes being the artist and people don't know who you are could be beneficial if you're working and making stuff happen. If not, if you're an artist and you're saying, oh, I'm doing shows, and every time you do a show, nobody shows up. Every time you put out a song, nobody listens. Every time you put out a video, nobody views. No, that's a 0. Scale of 1 to 10, 0.
And honestly, attention is everything.
I'm gonna guess it. I'm about to say I'm gonna guess it. You ain't even let me guess. I was about to guess 7, but you put it at 10. All right.
It's actually higher than a 10. It's the most important thing to it. You know what I'm saying? It's the most.
But did you hear the question? Not your music being played, not people knowing that you make music, but just you as a person getting attention. How important is it?
It's important. It was important before I started doing music. That's why I fought so hard to be the starting quarterback on my team. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand. Some people are born to just want attention. I titled my mixtape Attention Junkie. I titled my mixtape Attention Junkie.
So do you think lack of attention creates a craving for attention?
Well, that's the thing. Lack of attention creates depression.
No. Lack of attention, do you feel like lack of attention creates a need for attention or a want for attention?
No. Attention creates the need for attention. It's like once you have it, you can never not go back. If you never get attention, you never understand what it is to not have it, so you don't care about it, right? But the first time you walk into a store and someone says, Sixxcess, is that you? Woo! The first time I was sitting at a restaurant and the waiter was like, nah, you Sixxcess, bro. You don't have to pay for nothing. I was like, woohoo! You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so with that, I think that just strokes your ego. Not you per se, but me too, because I ain't gonna lie, when I do go places, I be like, damn, I can't go nowhere without not knowing somebody. But I also, on the other end, I don't really like attention. And I feel like I don't like attention because I got a lot of attention before. Like, I was always popular. So it's like people was always paying attention to what the fuck I was doing, what I was wearing, what I was saying, where I was going. And I got tired of that. So I don't really care for attention. So I always try to play the background or instead of me going all out like how I usually or used to go, like now I'm more reserved than I was before. So that's kind of why I asked that question.
Yeah, I want the top tier. Like I want like I don't it's that's a want thing, right? Like that's a want thing. Because you can not want attention, but if you do the work to stay consistent, the attention is going to come regardless.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so I feel like that is true because even as long as it's been since I've done an interview, like I still get stopped in the mall, wherever I go. Niggas be like, when you going to interview me? Like, and y'all, I'm gonna get to y'all. But I understand what you're saying. Like, if you're somebody, you're gonna get attention. What I'm saying is I don't thrive for more. Like, I'm good that you know who I am, but I'm also good if you know my logo. Like, I'd rather you know my logo than know who I am. Like, at least to me, that's more important.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get the attention you're supposed to get. It's that simple. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, the people who are looking for you and the people that you're looking for are gonna find you. You're gonna find each other.
When we first started, I used to tell Jzabel all the time, "Get on the camera." She was like, "No, I just want to be in the back. I just want to."
I ain't want to get on camera today. I was sitting here like, dang, I should just tell them. I was like, I should just tell y'all I don't feel like it. Like, I started to come in the back and be like, I don't feel like getting on camera today, y'all. Let's go.
I'm trying to tell you,
like, you know what?
Any moment for me to get on camera, I'm with.
I was like, I don't think like Sixxcess gonna be like, where I am. I ain't gonna let me slide. So I'm here, but I'm still like that for some reason. And I think it's because the overwhelming amount of attention that I've had growing up, it's like now I feel good to be incognito.
See, like the thing is, I believe incognito is easily forgotten.
I mean,
and that's the one fear that I have in any elevation. At any level I get to, I don't want to be remembered just for the last level that I was on. You know, and I don't want opportunities to stop coming because I've shelled myself from whatever it is that's destined to me.
You know what I have to say to that is what's for you will be for you. And even if you like I said, I've been chilling, but I can go to the mall today or fucking hop in my car and go somewhere and somebody be like, hey, where you going? You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm not who I am, but like you said, you don't want to be remembered for where you stopped. Well, how great were you when you stopped? If you were great, you're always going to be great. So
no, you're not.
I think so.
See,
I think so. If you're great, if you was great, so what you gonna say? Nicki Minaj or Lil Kim ain't great no more because she ain't dropped the album?
Correct.
She's still great. She's still great. She's just not
she
making
was,
any album.
She was great. She was great.
Past tense, but great is still attached to her name. Is my point.
Yeah, but also, guess what else is attached to her name? Nicki Minaj is better.
But that depends on what you care about.
For instance, detached. It's detached from her name once it became a past tense. It's not. She's not great anymore. She was great. You're right. She was great.
She's one of the greatest. So it's always.
See, I hate that saying too, right? I hate the words. I hate when we do that. One of the greatest, one of the best, one of the most effective to ever do. Yeah, let's throw the word in front of one of. I'm one of the greatest ever rappers to ever come out of the DMV area. I'm one of the best hosts to come out of the DMV area. I'm one of the best on-air personalities to come out of the DMV area. And all of those are 100% correct because I threw in the word one of.
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But I want somebody to say he's the greatest to do it. That's why we got to turn to GOAT. We all strive to be the GOAT. I love Doja Cat for this.
I do too, and I really, she really just confirmed that I'm not crazy with that.
No, Doja Cat is crazy.
No, she confirmed that I'm not crazy with.
No, y'all are crazy. Y'all are losing your mind.
What?
Doja Cat is losing her mind.
I don't think so. If you heard what I just said, okay, so when you have, and I think this was, I don't know what year this was that I kind of just was like, I'm just tired. Like, I'm just tired of everybody asking me what's this and what I'm doing next, and always, like, I got tired of people complimenting me at one point. Like, I just got tired, and I just really just didn't want nobody to see me. And I just got tired. Like, you get tired of attention because all of attention is not good attention. And sometimes it's I wouldn't say it's stressful, but it's kind of like, it's just annoying.
Okay.
It's like, dang, can I
You
just fucking breathe?
No. You
Like, leave me alone. Like, shit.
You had $1 million.
off.
You had $1 million in your account. You had $1 million in your account, and you just lost $500,000. Is anything good about that?
Well, it depends on what problems that $1 million came with. $1 million come with higher taxes. So if I lose half of that, then I'm paying less taxes, and I'm gonna have more money.
Well, honestly, let me tell you why I think that why I like what Doja Cat did was because, for one, we have a huge time. Most of us have a huge problem catering to people that are irrelevant and really trying to go all out to please them. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, I look at my shit, I'm like, oh my God, 20,000 people. My goal now is to make all 20,000 of these people happy. But then if I only got like 3,000 that's locked in with me every day, right? I'd really rather clear the space for those 3,000 people for me to cater to them than to keep on stressing about the other goddamn 17K that's only there for the ride. Like, nah. Because now I need some substance. I need some real fans are going to give you substance. Although a lot of people follow you just because you're already popping. A lot of people hit that button to follow you just to be stalking you and harassing you and trolling you. So when you find a way to be like, oh, I can't delete all these people, make them delete themselves. Hell yeah, I support that. I support that.
I do too. I really do. I really like that she kind of stood up for herself, and I don't think she's crazy. I think she's just going through a period where what you said, like, a lot of y'all don't really fuck with me anyway. Y'all just here just to be here. So I don't care if you here or not.
Yeah, but see, like the thing is, like, if I have a business,
you're gonna lose a whole bunch of money. Well, all money ain't good money, and I will still make money. I still got some people that could generate some money, but I don't have to have all the money because all the money ain't good.
She's speaking like a woman who has no obligations anymore. That's how Doja Cat speaks. She speaks like a woman who has completed her obligations, and it's no longer about meeting quotas anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel that her last song, Attention, that wasn't her last song. Her song before last, Attention. I really felt that song. Like, I really, like, she was talking, like, she was strictly talking to people. Like, she was basically saying, I'm fed up. Like, fuck what y'all say. Y'all don't fuck with me anyway. Like, it is what it is. I'm doing me right now. Like, I was like, okay, like, just because she cuts people out on the internet, I'm not following her on Twitter. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this, I was done.
Oh shit!
I was done with Doja Cat.
Why? Because she cut all her hair off?
Bruh. We do not be fans of female artists because of how they sound.
I mean, I didn't know Doja was that thick though. When I seen the videos, I was like, dang, she got thick. But I like that she did that because she said, cut my hair, now y'all saying that I'm ugly. I did something to I cut my hair, now my hair matched my pussy. Ow, yes, Doja, yes, that's my favorite line. Anyway. Because she basically saying with that, I don't get me. And she basically saying with that, I don't give a shit what y'all.
No further questions.
I'm doing me. So go ahead, stream attention. Shout out to my girl Doja Cat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I've completely stopped streaming Doja Cat. I was with Doja Cat from the beginning. And she clearly does not want us to listen. She clearly does not want us to listen. So yeah, I'm gonna give her what she wants. So yeah, I don't like when people get into a position or get put into a position and then all of a sudden act like they can't appreciate the position that they are blessed to be.
So I do agree that stuff do go on. Like, I've heard of shootings at dance halls as well, but in comparison to hip hop clubs. I don't think they like.
Oh, listen, I can imagine that dance halls get. I can imagine dance halls get physical. Where they be picking up those girls and doing all that stuff with them ladies and them dance jumps. Yeah, it get active in it. It get active in it. It get active. I know it do. Same shit applies
everywhere. Latinos be fighting. Look, what is that galaxy in Langley Park? Okay, yeah, once in a blue moon there'll be a stabbing, but
Latinos go way hammer. That's why they cut. You ain't seen no black cartels.
I've been partying in Langley Park since I was a jit. I ain't never come across. I mean, I probably don't be out when they be doing all that stuff, but the most they do is stumble and fall on the ground. Stop fucking playing.
Listen, you said you was somewhere and you ended up stepping. You said you left the party stepping over dead bodies. So
that was a dance hall. That was a Caribbean party. That wasn't an African party, okay? And Africans and Caribbeans and Latinos are completely different people. Do not group us all in one.
I'm about to Google violence at dance halls.
It is no dance hall. I would say Jamaican parties do get bad. That's what all that boop 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 in the air. You know, more fire. All right. Let's talk about Jamaican people. I love y'all. But I'm really glad Doja Cat.
Yeah, I'm glad she was free to like do that. But it's also screaming no more obligations.
You said she cute.
Yeah, Doja Cat is. 100%.
You said that picture was cute. The one that you showed.
Yeah, on the other side. He looking at the other side. He not talking about the bald head jump that looked like goddamn Mr. Burns. He not talking about when she was looking like Mr. Burns. That was crazy. She was fucked up.
You are mean.
She know. Listen, Doja Cat knew what she was doing. That was an intentional ploy to get people off her line. So, fine. Then listen.
I think she did.
If they say no, it's time to go. She wants us to leave. We must get out of here.
Oh, wrong spot. Yeah, well, shout out to my girl Doja.
Shout out Doja Cat. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I lost like 1,000 followers when I was heavy in trolling. I was losing followers when I was heavy in trolling. You're an idiot. They say things to be like, you're an idiot. I'm not following you. I can't believe I followed you and you think like that. Oh, I can't believe
hold on. So you wait. Slow down. All right. So when did you decide to stop trolling?
When I started losing followers and they started commenting like, I will never support you because of your beliefs. I can't believe you think like this. Woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. And I started realizing that joke will mess up money. You know, so like, will mess up moods. And you have to ask yourself, like, because, you know, I work on the radio and I work on media. So it's like when you get around different media people or people that are like higher up in the media and they say things to you, you start questioning yourself like, well, I was just saying that for clickbait, or I was just saying that to get, you know, to get them going. And like,
so you would comment on people's pages just to say mean stuff that you don't really mean?
Well, it's not even that
is that what trolling is?
It's not that you don't mean it. You mean it, but it shouldn't be said. You see what I'm saying? Like,
listen, I lost thousands of followers because of songs I made, because of names of songs I made. People like, no, why would you send me that? Why would I listen to a song called Stupid Hoes? I'm not listening to your music. You're disrespectful to women.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would think so too if I didn't know you.
Yeah, but I can't stand a woman that say that because then you look at her playlist. She got backed that ass up in the playlist.
I'm about to say, me personally, ratchet conservative, I probably was still like, I listen to shit like that. Like I was in a car with my homie the other day. And he was playing Let's Call the Boys. Let's Run a Train. Dun, dun. Let's Run a Train. And I hopped in that train. I was like, hey, he looked at me like,
same people who listen to Migos. Same people.
So I would listen to Migos. And I actually like that song.
Yeah.
Stupid hoes. I was trying to remember how it went. All right, yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah, I like that song actually.
But the same people,
because it's not what the title. It's not what the title says. Like it's like ain't got no time for no stupid hoes. But then you hear stupid hoes, and you think this nigga about to be calling hoes stupid all damn song. But if you're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe. But thing is, like, he's right though, because in today's world, we have to be like politicians. We have to understand that everything we say can come back to hurt us. How do we want to use it?
So
I look at everything like publicity, though. I look at everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I lost thousands of followers to that, but then I also gained some too, because people are like, "Oh shit, I like that song." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gained followers, so it was a point where it's like, all right, what type of music are you making? Are you going to continue making music like this? Like, is this what all your music is going to be like, or what direction are you going? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm saying, I was going so hard on social media to a point where my wife, she didn't even want to, like, she was like, I can't look at what you're saying no more. Like, you're going too hard.
I ain't never went that hard. I mean,
I go ham when it's something I believe.
I just be honest on there, but then I realized I was like, okay, on social media, like, I hate when people respond with emotion. So I be telling myself, the first time you see a post and you about to respond, just leave it alone. Scroll some more, come back to it. If you still about to write the same shit, leave it again and come back. If you still about to write the same shit, then write it. Like,
let me tell y'all my last post.
About it.
My last post, I just commented on someone's post. They was posting about Krishan Rock and saying that she's going to fall off and she's like she's a poor representation of women. And I said, how could you say that when she's a clear representation of what women are today? It is not a troll situation. Although it's trolling because I didn't have to say it in that manner.
Representation of women today, and I get into it like I'm still getting cussed out from a post that I made a month ago, in response to how Black American men think of their women, right?
Yeah.
So Krishan is not. It depends on what you're watching, what you're looking at.
All of her. Everything about her is about today. Yeah. It's today's woman.
I don't subscribe to Krishan, but I got a homegirl that do. Like, she had asked me before. She was like, "Girl, you seen that Krishan?" I'm like, "No, the fuck." Mm-hmm. Like, you don't understand what I'm saying? Like, Krishan doesn't. She represents a small fraction. A small fraction of Black women, right?
A small
fraction of Black women, but she represents a larger fraction of single Black mothers, right? So for me, okay, so it's like people who look up to Ari Dadan and Jada Chivez, as opposed to people that look up to Savannah James, and let me see who else I could put over there. Savannah James and maybe like who's younger and got their shit together. Shit, I can't think of off the top of my head, but let's say Savannah James and maybe like a Brooke Bailey or Angel. Well, I can't use Angel Brinks now because she fucked up, but
yeah, she's terrible.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got it's all on how. I don't think Krishan is a representation of Black women, and I think that that's wrong to say that.
So let me tell you the reason. The thing
is, Suki and Sexy Red, they represent like low end, like when we're talking about economics, they represent a certain fraction of Black women, but not most Black women.
So I have seen women of high class when the in the club, the drinks get in their system, they turning up and being as ratchet as they want to be. Their real selves come out.
That's turning. Okay, so that's, to me, that's okay, because I have business friends. Like, I know people that have serious jobs. And even me, I'm conservative for the most part. I don't be twerking every time I go to the club. Like, I don't just be ass out or hands on the floor, humping the ground. Like, you'll never catch me doing no shit like that. But at the same time, if Pound Town come on, hands on the knees,
exactly. But every female has a side.
Krishan is a woman who is in an emotional abusive relationship publicly.
You haven't never been in one? You have never been in an emotional abusive relationship? Yeah. Most women have.
Right,
most women have at least once.
A pregnant, weed smoking.
She just got pregnant. She just got pregnant.
Yeah, but Krishan. Okay, so let's say before all of this, yes, Krishan probably did represent. But she was a track star. She was in school. Like, She was doing things with her life. Yes, at that point, she represented most of Black women.
Time out. Stop it. Because y'all did not put Krishan Rock on a pedestal when she was a track star in college. It was when it was a vibe and she was twerking her ass off. That's when she became one of the top names in social media today. What she doing today?
Women, but Sixxcess, I do have to say,
most women are in fucked up relationships, especially if that nigga got a bag, they will take it. As long as he can help them advance themselves, they will take it. They don't give a damn if he's abusive, if he says whatever he wants, if he cheats on them. They have a goal. Get the bag, bitch. Turn up. Yes. That's all they want to do. So why we gonna sit up here and act like?
Sound like me talking to my friends.
because I know I have a sister, I have a wife, I have a mom, I have aunties, I have cousins. I know that at the end of the day, you may be conservative, but Krishan Rock is like, to the women that don't want to be like, they're like, they'll find something in there and say, I get that. I understand that.
But I don't get anything.
I can relate to that.
I can't relate to outside of the, but even her emotional abusive relationship, like if a man publicly disrespects you, like it's certain, like that's why when my homegirl brought her up, I looked at my friend like, bitch, are you serious, Krishan? Like,
you know why your homegirl brought her up?
Watch that shit, huh?
You know why your homegirl brought her up? Because she is the, listen.
I don't know, she relates to her. I don't.
Most females, today's world, a bag is going to change, or a bag precedes how you get treated, regardless.
Okay. You said money?
Yes, precedes how you get treated, regardless. Most women will leave a good nigga because he ain't got a job, because he ain't doing nothing financially for them, and stay with a bad nigga because he has a bag, because he can do whatever. He can take them wherever. He can do whatever. In today's world, actually, most women rather be single than mess with a nigga who don't got a bag. There are broke women who are going on campaigns right now saying, I won't date a man who drives a bus.
Broke women?
I don't know their financial status. I can't see their bank accounts.
I mean...
but they have the floor. They have the floor, though.
I definitely have to agree with you on that. And what I would say to that is, ladies, young women out there, okay, money isn't everything. And I think it takes a harsh wake-up call. And I think that's probably why I am the way that I am right now, because I was able to learn earlier that, yeah, people with money, men with money treat you worse than the broke ones. I mean, some of them do, honestly. But you can't let money override your dignity and your respect for yourself. So I sure pass up a bag, man.
You know what those 20-year-olds will say to you, right?
I wasn't passing up nothing.
you know what them young girls will say to you. You know what them young girls will say to you now.
What?
You tripping? He got a bag.
I mean, and I would tell them, I'd be like, yeah, okay, but if he disrespecting you and he's making you cry every day, like what
they don't give a care, because the word loyalty isn't around anymore.
Your health is more important than money. Like,
that shit way more important.
Y'all talking like old people.
At the same time, I'm not broke, and I've been there already before. So I have a different perspective. There's women that's never probably had any type of money that I've touched and would go for anything.
And so like I had to explain to them on the post, right? I don't expect for a woman in her 30s, born in the 80s, to feel that way, right? You're a different job.
Fuck you, Sixxcess.
No, I'm not trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be palm trees.
Listen,
I hear you.
It may be some shade in it, because shade has to go in that area, right? We got to put some type of covering over the people that are not involved. They don't count. So there's a little covering over y'all, because y'all don't count. Because in today's world, like, honestly, I'm not driven by my friends that's 40 and 30 something years old, right? I'm driven by the 20-year-olds, the teenagers, because they are driving the market. Because they're driving the market.
I find it okay. So I find something wrong with that. Like when I see girls my age looking up to people like Ari, Young Miami, and Jada.
That's weird.
It is. So why isn't it weird for you to look up the youngest?
I didn't say I look up to youngest. I said I look to them for what's happening, what's current, what's going on. I'm not expecting somebody 40 to tell me what's hip. I'm not expecting somebody 40 to tell me what the wave is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I get you now. Because I was like, hold on. Yeah, I think that's weird for if you're older to be looking up to younger people. But I'm glad
but you better be
to this topic because I had a question for y'all today. And my question is, do you guys think that a woman could, what word did I use? Could a woman, could a woman really respect a man? I want to see how I wrote it.
I seen that question.
Yeah, it's the word like, do you believe that a woman will undoubtedly respect a man that she makes more money than?
Yes. He has to play his position. Anybody that's playing their position is going to get respected.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of men that are not.
Both of y'all say it?
Yeah, but it's a lot of men that are not the breadwinners, but play their role.
Right. So listen, you have to understand, and also sometimes the women need to be helpful in helping that man make some money.
Okay, can a woman ultimately respect a man that makes less than them? I want to see what y'all say in the comments because I think both of these niggas smoking crack. But
no, listen. What is respect? Right? What is respect? Accepting.
Like, I'm talking about like respect, like not calling you a bitch ass nigga, not demeaning you or talking to you degrading at any point.
Why? Because you have less money
in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking this question. So you guys, I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory as to why this question came up, right?
Right.
So I was talking to a male friend of mine, and he was like, you shouldn't need nothing but love. Like two people should come together and they just love each other. It don't matter what a man has. A man, like basically he was saying a man doesn't need to have shit. A woman should still love him even if he doesn't have anything. So I asked him, I said, so do you think that a woman that makes more than you would ultimately respect you? And he never answered the question. And I don't know if he's in here, but he never answered the question. So I was like, well, damn, like, because you know that a woman that makes more than a man, like if she's financially bringing home more than you, at some point, and this is for an ongoing relationship, at some point she's going to talk to you like her son.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And that's and I'm
open to hearing it.
And what I also want people to understand is I'm talking errors. I'm talking errors. You talking about today's women or the women of yesterday? You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm talking about today. Like I'm talking about right now, this year. If you meet a woman
over 35, 36 years old, and she makes more money than you, and you're playing your part, she's gonna always respect you as long as you don't disrespect her. When you disrespect her, she's gonna make it known that she makes more money than you. But we all will, right? But we're talking about real life, just treating a man like a man. Yes, because that has nothing to do with the money. As long as
respect, as far as like not disrespecting them, like not.
I
guess this is verbal. I guess this would be verbal. Like, do you think no, I think it's all around. Like, I feel like, and it's not just I feel. I did ask.
Like, no, this nigga can't smoke in the house. Like, you gotta go outside. Like, not paying no bills in here.
Like you know,
go
just
do the dishes, nigga. Like
all the time. Like, if he say something,
listen, if this man is playing his part, if she's at work busting her ass and he's home and he's doing the dishes and the house is clean, he got the food cooked and he's doing his part,
he's a bitch.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
That's what and I'm saying that's what an average woman, because a man's role is to provide, protect, and I forgot the other piece.
No, that's not true no more. We don't. Gender roles have stopped. Gender roles have stopped.
Wait. No. Gender roles have not stopped. Gender roles have stopped amongst fatherless men, and
that's not true.
Hold on. I think so, because most men that's had a father that watched a man take care of their mother, or watched a man, take care of their mother, they have a different perspective of men that had single mothers that was the man and the woman. So, and this is just from surveys.
A female's perspective.
No, I would say this is just from like years of encountering different types of people, right?
From a female perspective.
This isn't a fact. I don't want to make this as a fact, or you guys feel like this is what it is or what it isn't. And it's not just a female perspective. I would say just in general, like talking to different guys and what their goals and what they want in relationships or what they would do for a woman. Like, let's say if I dated 10 guys and like the guys that had fathers in their home think completely different from the men who don't have fathers. Then it also depends on how their mother raised them. Well, did their mother have men, even though they didn't have a man in the house? Did they see men treat their mothers like gold? Or did they see their mothers running behind men, taking care of them? Like all of that plays a perspective in how a man views his role in society. So I don't think gender roles are dead. Gender roles are dead to men, fatherless men, and men that I forgot the other category.
Let me put a pin in that real quick, because I grew up with my father in the house and my mother. I grew up with a mother and a father in my household. I've been married now for 17 years. And in those 17 years, my wife has always made more money than me. She's never made me feel like I'm less of anything because I do my role. Now, we're talking about respect. Respect of a position as a man and a woman does not change. You're the man, you're the woman, I'm the man. You're my woman, I'm your man. That does not change. But to sit up there and think that, oh, because I'm the man, I have to make more money. You're the woman, you have to do this. What you're doing is creating problems in your marriage. Because or relationship, the reality of it is, in today's world, more so in the last, I guess, 20 years, a family that's beneficial is a family that plays to their strengths.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's situation is different.
When I watched the Huxtables, because they was like our dream relationship people when we was growing up, we don't know how much Claire made, but she was a lawyer, got to work from home, make her own schedule, her own rules, do whatever she wanted to do. Bill, on the other hand, he still had to lock in at that hospital. Get there. So, I mean, can we say who made more money in that situation or what?
And times have definitely changed, because back in the day, women weren't allowed to work as much or weren't allowed to work, period. So everything did fall on the man. And nowadays, women are making more than men. They are becoming far more successful. Well, let's say in the black community, the black women are, becoming far more successful financially and stable than the men. So things have definitely changed. And I think that people...
Well, we're in a world where a female can get rich on OnlyFans. A female can get rich on OnlyFans.
I think people should, I think that it should go according to, and that's where all morals, beliefs, and just all of that come into play with whoever you're in a relationship with. Because your situation may not work for the next person. Or what I'm talking about might not work for you. You just have to figure out what works best for you. And I'm glad that you said that, because that's what I was trying to hear. I've never seen it. I've never seen a woman that makes more than a man at no point disrespect him or make him feel little.
I have never, I can also say,
the big thing that women do, you bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That right there, or you know what I'm saying? Just degrading a man. And I found it funny that until today, I always was in my head, damn, that's fucked up that women just at some point a woman's gonna disrespect you because she feels like you're less than her. If she's doing more work than you are, what's the point of having a man if you're gonna do a man's job?
But the women that do that are usually the women who are desensitized to life. They usually seen their mother doing a lot. They don't have any respect for a man, let alone their man. And usually they spend a lot of time single. A lot more time single than in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I've
You
had no, I've had,
So
I've had
you
two women
think
in my life
that
like that.
you think that a woman that does not want to do more than a man financially seen her mother do a lot?
Correct.
Because if we're just talking in general,
not-
like amongst me and some of my female friends, right? I'm not the type of woman to let a man move in my house, right?
Right.
But I have friends whose mothers let their fathers move in or took care of their father. They do the same exact shit. I was raised by men. So I've always seen men. I know a lot of y'all on here have heard me talk about this over and over and over again. I was raised by men. So my fathers and my uncles, they always had their own, and they always took care of their women. Their women only had to pay utilities, if that. So
but that also plays a part.
That's why I'm like, yeah. So to me, it's like it's a whole different mind game depending on how you were raised, more so, and what you've been through to get to where you're at.
And the reality is, we have a tendency of making the way we was raised mess up how we are being as adults and grown. Like, there's a lot of that stuff that we grew up seeing, and we thought, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. But then we learned that that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, just because it was that way didn't mean it was right. So I think that we have, like you said, everybody has to take their situations, their life, and ask what works for me. You know, and what
shout out Tony
for supporting. Sonny Boss supporting from his share. Salute to the stream. Nice. Shout out my man.
All right, Tony.
But like me personally, I think that a lot of women in today's world are thinking like men. And it's well, think about it.
What do you mean they thinking about like men? I'm really about to dissect you right now. Go ahead.
A lot of women are thinking like men.
Okay.
When
I'm just listening.
You were raised by your father. So when you say a man won't be respected if I make more money than him, you're thinking like, oh yeah, my dad held that shit down. You know? I'm
thinking I've had all the women like even the women in most of the women in my family, like I can't think right now, and I don't know everybody's financial situation. Let me just say that. I can't think of, and I'm gonna use both sides. I can't think of anybody in my family right now, as a kid growing up, that I've seen women financially do more than a man. But I'm African. I'm not American. I'm African American. I was born here, but my family is African. So it's a culture thing as well. It's not just a general situation. So that's why when I said earlier, I was saying, what was I saying? Something about when you said Krishan represents most Black women, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm still getting dragged for a comment that I made about how Black American men view their women.
Right.
Like that's a culture thing. So,
how do you think we view our women?
I don't know how y'all view y'all women. I would say majority of black men. I wouldn't even say majority. Let me not say majority, okay? A very small fraction of Black men from this Kevin Samuels movement have just lost all respect for Black women. Like they just, like if you go anywhere on social media, all they do is, oh, y'all untraditional. Y'all don't do this. Y'all got like, you know how many niggas accuse me of having baby daddies? Like I'm just a baby mama on welfare.
That's wild.
Like just all the, and you can see my page. Like I don't have no kids on there. Like, but Black men are attacking their women. Black American men are attacking their women all on public platforms.
Well, because like I said, in the age groups, 30, I'm gonna say 35 and over, and 30 and under. There's a safe space between 30 and 34 that is kind of like still trying to find themselves. So you have to like, okay, and that's man or woman, right? That's man or woman that's trying to find yourself. So this Kevin Samuels movement opened men's eyes to the generational gaps and the problems that we have in that. Because when I go talk to my young brothers, right, or youngins, and I'm telling them like, dog, like, do this for, do that for. They like, shit, bitches don't want that. I'm like, what? You know, like, damn. And they don't like edible arrangements no more? No, they want a bag. They want a trip. They want cash out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I can't tell these youngins how to do it, because how I did it 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it doesn't work the same way for them. So
it depends on the type of female, the quality of female that they're talking to.
No, because the reality of it is, it's all about classes. Mm-hmm. It's all about classes. Every woman under 20 has to see one thing. As soon as these bitches hit 18, they jump on OnlyFans, they become millionaires. It's a lot easier for them to get online and ice cream, ice cream, snacks,
I'm thinking
yum, yum. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier. This one woman said, I show my feet and make $10,000 a month. And you know what a guy says?
Lunel makes a lot of money showing her feet.
Yeah, and you know what a guy says? The first thing a guy says, I'm thinking about showing my feet. Because they understand that it's a battle of money now. It's a battle of how much you make. The reason why I say Krishan Rock is the exact example of what most females want, just like what you said earlier. Like, if that nigga ain't making more money than you, you don't respect him. So, well, what does Krishan Rock? She got a man to make more money than her. He don't have to respect her. She has to respect him because he makes more money than her. Mm-hmm. Right? And if we thinking, like, why I say women think like men, because if you think that, oh, I make more money than him, I don't have to respect him. So what you're saying is, whoever makes the most money can have the lack of respect. Well, where'd you get that from? But the reason why that idea is thought of is because she saw her mom not make more money than her father and probably get played with. So she developed to say, I'm never going to let a man play with me like that. I'm going to always make the money so that I can play with them like that.
So let me ask you a question, because you said most women that think that way are single. Like, most women that feel like the man has to make more money are women that remain single. Is that correct? That's what you said?
Yeah.
So
I stand by it.
Basically saying that women should line up in front of Union Station and just pick up bums so they won't be single?
No, but what I am saying is, if you are in this life of 2023 and still have an expectancy of something, then you're the reason that you're holding yourself back. You see what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
it's plain and simple.
Was that yes? Was that if you're looking for true love, you need to stop thinking about how to pay your bills and how to sustain. And if you're sustaining for yourself, there's nothing wrong with you going to Union Station or on the side of the road on K Street and picking up a guy, moving him in and building him up, and you'll live happily ever after. Is that what you're saying?
Well, before I answer to that's what I'm saying, I have to rebuttal that. Is that what you're saying a sustainable man should do?
What do you mean?
Should a sustainable man? Should a sustainable man who's
sustainable man?
I don't subscribe to men and women are equal. I don't subscribe to that. So you can't.
Right. So you want a sustainable man to come and get a woman who ain't doing
a bum ass woman to get a bum ass woman.
Yeah, to get a bum ass woman, take care of all of her bills, her finances, her nails, her hair, her food every day, her car, and get all these things for her in our house and all this stuff. But
no, I don't believe that a man should invest in a woman that's not invested in herself, education wise or financially. Like me personally, like let's just.
So then why should
I've always been a hard worker.
I believe this. Well, let me say this: if a woman is driving down the street,
a man should not, like, if you meet a woman and she's beautiful and she's a baddie or whatever y'all say, and you start to talk to her and you realize that she don't have nothing in order. How is she going to help you continue to build? Like, I still think like don't get it twisted. I'm a spoiled ass brat, but I still feel like a woman should invest something. It don't have to be financial investing, but I also believe that you should be investing in yourself. Do you want to go to school or trade? What do you want to do? Are you trying to start a business? This man is
I don't care. I just want to know. I want you to know. I want to know if you're gonna be all about me. I don't give a fuck what you want to do in your personal life. I want to know: are you gonna have my back? Are you gonna support me? Are you gonna be there through thick and thin? If I'm riding down the street,
women that would do that. A woman that has absolutely nothing going for herself, nothing at all, can dedicate all her time and attention to her man. I told my friend this the other day. I was like, when you're grown, you don't have time to be up under your partner all day, every day. If you do, then you ain't got no business.
Right. You have to make
both of y'all supposed to be like, the only way you'll have time to spend time with your partner all day, every day, and Sixxcess, you're married, so please let me know if I'm right or wrong, is if one, y'all working in the same job or doing the same trade or something like that. Like, that's the only time where, other than sleeping and being in the house for those couple of hours, that you can really lay up all day, all night with a person. Like, I don't know.
You have to make time. You're not supposed to be laid up with anybody all day long. You got to get to the position, right? But you have to make time to when it says, okay, I understand that this is our time. This is us. So the reality of it is, if a woman is riding down the street and she says, I'm looking for, and she has the specifics, right? Let's just start with specifics. Because that's the first thing, she's going to have a preference of what she wants the man to look like. So if she sees that man in Union Station, a bum, and she passes over her preference because of physical preferences, right? She's passing over her physical preferences because he doesn't meet her mental statements or mental preferences or financial preferences. Well, she has to then ask herself, what is she really looking for? Do you want the look? Do you want this, that, and the third? And you say, I want all of it. Well, you can't be mad when you receive with a man who's saying, I want you to have it all too. Right?
That don't bother. I guess I don't see anything wrong with a man saying, not wanting to talk to a woman that's, and I don't want to say beneath him, but not doing as well as him. Like, I don't feel like there's anything, like, because to be honest, before I was where I was at, like, I was insecure when I used to talk to men that really had their shit together. I used to be like, dang, like, my ass got a record, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck can I add to him when he's got all this going on, and I'm just a hood chick from 640? Like,
and you ended up sabotaging it by thinking like that.
Did I?
Yes. Yes.
I don't even think I sabotaged it. I think at that point, he told me he couldn't be monogamous. And that was it for me. I was just like, niggas with money, man. It's like, niggas with money, man. That's what I'm saying. When you young, like, I'm glad I learned early. Like, it was just like, and I appreciate him for being honest, because that was the first time I ever heard that word.
I want to see what he is now. I like to know what he's doing now.
That's a good question, because last time I checked, he was actually on some boat somewhere with some lady. He had settled down with somebody.
Yeah, of course. He got monogamous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anybody that has a stance on a relationship, like, I will never do this, I will never do that, is coming from a place of hurt. And coming from a place of disappointment.
He didn't say he would never. He just said, at this point in my life, he was like, I fuck with you. He was like, but at this point in my life, I can't give you what you want. I can't. You want me to be monogamous, and right now I just can't. And I was just like, well, I ain't about to be number 2. I'm an only child, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, you got me locked up. So I was young, and I'm glad it happened when I was that young. So, you know.
So, like, yeah, you went in with your demands, and listen, ain't nothing wrong with having what you want out of somebody, right? And that's why. But I also am one who believes that it's better to get with people. It's better to grow. It's better to learn to change, learn to think of new ways to do things and new ideas, because that's the only way we get longevity for it.
But see, you started young. When you was what, in your 20s?
So I started at 17.
So 17, like, and that's you know what? I gotta give you your hand clap, because with seeing so many divorces nowadays, it's like people are telling people don't get married at a young age.
Correct.
So you think so as well? You think people shouldn't get? Because
I do think people should not get married at young ages.
why?
Like I think people have to understand something. Marriage is something that you should get into when you're 100% set. When you know where you want to go, what you want to do, what your status is financially, what your where you want to live. There's a lot of things that go into it. Me and my wife made a decision to get married young and grow together, but it didn't come without any like stress, heartaches, times of pain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything is a growing process, because when you start off as a kid, what I understood is I started off as a kid, she was a kid. So then they're like, when I hit that age of a man, then she was right behind me to hit the age of a woman, right? So it's like when you start thinking about things, you're like, damn, you're going through all these different transitions. And I think that what most people don't realize is you can talk to an 18-year-old and he doesn't understand it. When he turns 26, he's going to shift. When he turns 29, he's going to shift. When he turns 32, he's going to shift again, right? So it's like, I always used to tell my wife, I can't wait till you hit 30. You know? Because when I hit 30, she was like, oh, you this, yeah. I said, I can't wait till you hit 30. And the minute that she hit 30, I was like, see, I told you. Because she started doing the same thing that I was doing in my 30s. You analyze, you become way more analytical about your movements, about your life, where you are.
J Money, do you believe a woman should go to Union Station and pick a man up and they build together?
Go ahead. If that's what floats your boat. If that's how you want to do it. But I feel like things need to happen like naturally. Like you're going to find somebody in your walk of life that you're meant to, you know what I'm saying? You're meant to be with. This person helps you grow and build together. I don't feel like you need to go search and find somebody and build a bear, or you need to build, you know what I'm saying? Like build a person, like, nah.
Yeah, but y'all, like, honestly, relationships is like faith, yo. Relationships is like faith. And faith without works is dead.
Yeah, but you got to.
Let me ask both of y'all
if you know
questions.
you with that person and you know whatever's going to work, that's what makes it work. If you know you with them, you like, all right, shit, both of us have nothing. Let's figure out how we.
That's the best way.
But you don't know. You don't know. Because every year that person will change.
Let's build together. Like men nowadays, they want women to look at them and as I done worked all this hard, I owe all this money in fucking student loans. I done did all this shit by myself, and I'm supposed to just accept you as you come. Like,
but you see what I'm saying though? You're thinking like a man.
No, but you don't know the hard work that a woman put in. What I'm saying is these men,
not a normal woman.
They're like the men nowadays. They're just like, well, I mean, why do a man gotta have anything? Like, it's not you having everything, right? It's you starting with something. If I got a car, you got a car, that works. Your car breaks down, we got my car, right? But why do I need to start off being your chauffeur, driving myself out on a date that you're paying for? Like, it just, when you can use that money, save that money, say, hey, I can't take you out right now. Go get a car, and then now we're starting on an even playing field. That's all I'm saying.
So I mean, yeah, because
like, is that too much to ask?
Yes, it is. Actually, it is.
Yes,
it is, because you're messing with the whys when you start asking why a person doesn't, right? And honestly, that's not acceptance. It's not acceptance when you
can't meet them where they are. Yeah, if you can't meet them where they are.
Can you tell me if acceptance pays the bills?
It does, actually.
Because, you know, a lot of divorces, you know, a lot of people divorce because of financial reasons and infidelity. I think those are the top two.
You know why those things happen, though?
Financial reasons. So,
you know why those things happen, though? The level of acceptance falls.
So my whole thing is people go through financial hardships. Like you said, women nowadays, they want a man that has all of this, right? So you meet a guy that has all of this. And if you don't have this mind frame where is I am his backup, I am his help, when he loses that, it causes friction in the relationship and people tend to separate, right? Mm-hmm. I guess from my perspective is like, if we go in this on an even playing field and you fall down, I should have no problems holding you up.
But you will. But you will have it. You will have a problem holding you up.
I wouldn't.
Because, let me tell you.
Okay, only up to the first year.
Listen, let me tell you why. Because you've already required him to listen. You've already required him to come in on equal playing field.
And you put an expiration date on it.
So the minute that he ain't equal, there's a problem already, because you've already made a requirement that they come in equal playing field.
And then
that's like me trying to build a team.
And then
I don't see anything wrong with, like, I think the only time that's a problem is I don't see anything wrong with, I mean, you're not asking a man to come in fucking 7 feet tall with 6 figures. You're saying, damn, nigga, I make $30,000 a year. Do you at least make $30,000 a year? Like,
let me mess your head up real quick, right? Let me tell you, I always use sports as a reference to anything because it's the easiest thing to do. But look at the NFL. I look at the NFL 20 years ago. There was a quarterback named Michael Vick that got drafted. And if you don't know who Michael Vick is, you go ahead and research it. But that was the evolution of the quarterback position. That was the way the game was going. The black quarterback that could run. Or the one in the same drafts, there was a man named Tom Brady being the very last person picked because that was that way of the quarterback that was ending. There's no belief in this system. Nothing works. Well, 20 years later, Tom Brady is the all-time most winning Super Bowl quarterback, while Michael Vick never won one. The reality of it is, like, you could be looking and know and have a perception of what you think is going to go, but if you're not willing to understand what is best for the team, you are never going to win. Everybody has their own ideas of what should be, what you should come in with, what you should have, but the reality of it is, you don't ask yourself what happens when they don't have it. And I tell all my friends, if you can't say to yourself, I can live without that, then you already setting yourself up for something way worse. Because it's in a relationship or anything, even in this relationship that we all three of us have, if we're not giving each other something on this platform to work with, then it doesn't work. Everyone that's watching is going to be like, what the fuck are they doing? So we have to do what works. And that's in any relationship. If you're not doing what works, then you're trying to fail. And a lot of women think like men in these days. And yes, it is safe to say on the other side of the coin, a lot of men think like women.
I wouldn't even say a lot of men, but it's the lack of ambition in men due to the fact of people saying shit like what you just said.
It's a lot.
I don't have no ambition to really get out there and get it because they're just like, I mean, well, she shouldn't just accept me as I am.
Well, but not even that.
That's why there's this whole hate train for women because it's like we're busting our asses out here to keep a roof over our head, keep a car. God forbid if they had kids, like, women are really out here busting their ass, even if it's on OnlyFans.
But they're doing that because they're trying to compete with men. They don't want. Women are not doing that to be helpmeet to men.
Only for a man to say, just accept. I ain't got shit to bring to the table, but I got a good heart.
No, if you're doing that to compete, if you're doing that, women that are doing that to compete with men. To be on that level of a man.
What do you mean? You think women who aspire to be successful do it to compete with men?
I think that women who live like that are trying to compete with men. It's not about an aspiration to be successful. It's about an aspiration to be the top dog, to be the big dog in the yard, to be the man. Listen. If any woman that wants to be a woman has no matter what level financially she is, she has every opportunity to step down and say, let me be the woman to my man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And like we said, a man's financial status, status should not make him a man. A man's financial status does not make him a man.
It doesn't. It does not make him a man.
But in today's world, he's only treated as a man based on his financial status. Yes.
I don't know.
A broke nigga ain't getting no respect.
These young girls, they remind me of me, man. They vicious. They ain't playing. They ain't playing. And I
Turn
think
into Krishan Rock quick.
no, they're not turning as Krishan Rock. Okay.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. That's all I want to say.
I would say more like a Natalie Nunn, but I don't know. I think this is an interesting topic though, and I'm glad I got to discuss it with you guys because I always wondered, like, would a woman ultimately respect a man that she makes more money than? And Sixxcess confirmed that it's possible. Now that's 1 in a billion, but
it's not today's. It's not today's woman. My wife was born in the '80s, so like I said, the '80s women are the best.
I was born in the '80s.
Yeah, once you get to the late '90s and 2000s, y'all short.
I think if you love somebody, ultimately, when you love somebody, and that's what warms my heart about y'all relationship is like you were young and you grew together. And I feel like ultimately, when you love somebody, you're going to make it work. But once you're grown and you've been through all of that stuff and you've gotten your shit together, it's like, yeah, I love you, but you got to be doing something too. And that's on both ends, men and women. It's not just for the women to say a man needs to be doing something. Men, y'all need to, but men are motivated. They move through their penises.
That's the curse of when you.
Brains.
That's the curse of when you get older. That's the curse when you get older, right? I think as women get older, they start to think about is dating for benefits. When men get older, they're dating for needs, right? So it's like, no. When men get older, they're dating for needs. It's like, oh man, I need a girl. I need a girl. I'm tired of being alone. Like I'm tired of that. Yes, but when women get older, they date for benefits.
You know, it's a lot of single men in a nursing home where nobody take care of them, not even their kids that they abandoned.
Exactly. And trust me, women are only getting a relationship for benefits right now. In today's world, they're only getting a relationship for benefits. And if a man and if a man don't want to be beneficial, if a man just wants it,
go.
No, honestly, that's what he said to the woman. He's like, I don't want to be your benefit. Like, how can you help me? Like, how can you encourage me to keep going? And honestly, a lot of women in today's world do not inspire. They're not inspiring a man to be like, oh, let me take care of her. Let me hook her up. No man is going to want to take care of you if your ass cheeks is on every page. Every picture, your ass cheeks out. Everybody know what your tits look like, your ass look like. There's no more imagination to this shit. A man is not going to invest 100% because in the back of his mind, this is for anybody. So if a woman wants that and she living that lifestyle, she has to go the extra mile for a longer period of time. A longer period of time to prove that she's locked in. And the nigga is going to be looking every minute because social media has ruined healthy relationships.
We got a Kevin Samuels follower in here.
A woman's stock depreciates the older they get. Well, stock is an interesting way to say it, but he's 100% right. No, he's 100%, but he's 100% right. He's 100% right. Because listen, the value of a man, the older he gets, does not depreciate because it's all about his money. An old man with a bag will still bag a young 18-year-old chick and everybody will be jealous. Woman that's a cougar trying to get a young man, what does she have to do? She got to take on the man role. She got to bring that nigga in. She got to have a nice house. She better have cable, some video games, internet.
You're right about that.
PlayStation.
So, yeah, she gotta have that stuff. She gotta be locked in. She like, bring your young ass over here. You know what Miss Shirley wants.
She's like, this is my son's PlayStation, but he moved out because he's 18.
He's in college. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, Adrian. Like I agree that is true. I believe that is true as well. I can't even argue with that.
Yeah, no, like it's today's world though. It's today's world. It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
The world has shifted. I wouldn't even say the world is shifted. I think the world is scrambled. So whatever you learned or was taught as you was growing up, you need to recondition yourself and reanalyze the way of life today.
Exactly.
And on that note, I would like for y'all to hit that like and subscribe while y'all still in here. Hey, we gave y'all some extra time today. Make sure y'all following everything Boss Biz, JmoneyGibbs, and Rolling with Sixxcess. Y'all check out the website. We're also doing something where your song can get featured in the beginning of the show. Thanks to Sixxcess for that. So if you want your music or you want your single to be featured or promoted on the show, go ahead and send it to one of us. And we'll forward it to whoever needs to have it. Also, don't forget our shows are also on iHeartMedia. So if you have that, you can catch the playback. But you were here, so you don't need the playback. What else? Let's see. Oh,
Can't be saying he was a great man, Agent Man.
Look, we got to rest in peace, Ken Hills.
Hey,
and you know what's crazy? That man died with a prostitute on top of him.
And a Red Bull. A prostitute and a Red Bull.
Lonely.
Now listen, he wasn't lonely. That ain't lonely.
He was.
He got a prostitute.
She did not even try to do CPR on him.
And she was a nurse.
Touch him.
And she was a nurse, young.
That's so sad. But he was the one. He's the one. He's your glorious.
But she said that she did try to help him, but he was saying that he was good and he just needed to lay down and never got back up. But I ain't gonna hold you though, young. Kevin Samuel was 100% right in everything he said. But I don't want to talk about that. I love it.
Don't forget September 30th.
I love it.
What's going on September 30th?
We lit. We got my boy JmoneyGibbs.
In the beginning, J-Money, you gotta get the whole
spiel. We in concert. We going live. Sixxcess gonna be in the building. Face Level gonna be in the building. Retardo Rich gonna be in the building. We got Essence. We got the list keeps going on. We gonna be real live. It's gonna be something real nice. Make sure you mark your calendars.
I'm excited to see.
I
hope we get that water song.
Yeah, we're gonna be at Red Lounge, September 30th. Red Lounge, DC. Y'all know.
All right.
It's now the Red Lounge.
They
done upgraded. They done changed up a lot of stuff, and I love it.
They did. It looks really, really nice in there. So if I was you guys, I would not miss this event. It's definitely gonna be lit. And
of course.
I think so, right?
Hey man, everything is great.
You don't know? Okay.
Everything is great now.
Well, y'all know we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through.
I'm gonna get a single ready for next month.
Yes, y'all. Don't forget to send them singles. And let's see. We are out of here, y'all.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the session.
And we are live.
What it do? Y'all already know.
Sixxcess. JmoneyGibbs.